Something that I kind of like about this setup is that the Sigma stages don't have any more upgrades for you. So it's basically a chance to, you've gathered all of this cool stuff, you've become really strong, here's your chance to try it all out. And they give you 3.5 stages to do that with.
They really have a Mega Man soccer game?
Yes, I remember that.
I hated this jumping part.
Yeah, this part,
Guys will respawn when you zone off screen.
I'm trying to think which weapon would be best that I feel like I can spare. Because there's 2 fights coming up where I like to use the homing torpedoes.
If you have charge shots, you can one-shot them.
Yeah. But I don't. That was cool.
Oh yeah, this is cool. Sorry.
Oh,
What are you doing?
no.
Oh!
Go away!
Nope.
Nope. If it wasn't for these enemies, this would just be moderately challenging. Instead, it's crazy.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. The last one! If you know what you're doing with that storm tornado, you can protect yourself from all kinds of directions with it.
Yeah.
Let's try this one this time. Well, actually, no. I want to keep that one too. And there I go again. If the storm tornado has any problems, it's that you can only fire one at a time. See if I can actually do this time. That guy's gonna come right back, isn't he?
Yeah.
Got him that time. These boomerangs go right back into your ammo if they don't hit anything.
Oh, that's helpful.
Oh, that's the contingency. Okay.
Okay. Past that part, let's not die again. No nonsense. These guys I don't need to use tornadoes against, but here we go. Zero tries to take him out first, and things are going a little differently this time.
Zero should be able to take him, but story arc.
Yeah, but he's not distracted. Like,
By holding a
By
worthless
holding-
robot in his
yeah.
machine's arm.
Oh, so you let him get in his...
This one is a different color than the other ones, so it's
More-
probably stronger. Now, the one thing I don't like about this fight, this part is the same as it was before, where you can't win, but you can sure try. Which, if you're not aware of that, you have a lot of weapons that you could waste and energy tanks that you could waste during this fight, so it's the one thing I don't like about it. But it is kind of fun to wail away on him. And just see how many hits I can get before he takes me down. Zero. The first time I saw Zero, I couldn't tell if it was a male or female robot, but he's definitely a guy, and I've heard his voice in other games, and it's actually a pretty cool voice. But he's a kind of character where I don't think it would matter. I think it would be just as cool either way.
Oh, they change it up in later games.
The voice, or
Oh, which gender he is.
wow.
Not in the X series, but just later incarnations of the character.
Well, isn't he a robot though?
Yeah, but
So
there's
that's pretty easy. You just switch out a chip, right?
Let's assume that, yes. So, I know what Vile's weakness is, but I usually do better with a different weapon. And this is something that they've been leading up to the whole time, where you know that he's stronger than you were at first, so now it's, can you beat him with the strength that you've gained since then? I believe his weakness is the rolling shield, but being he's really fast and these torpedoes do plenty of damage anyway, this is my preferred way to beat him.
who built Vile?
That's a good question. And why would they call him Vile? You would think that they would have to be intended to be evil to call him that. And most of the bosses we fight in this game used to be neutral or good and became evil. Zero looks like he's bleeding from the mouth, but I don't think it makes sense for a robot to bleed.
It's oil.
It's oil.
It's red.
Red oil.
I'll buy that. So, this arm cannon is the upgrade we could have gotten before. They give it to you automatically here because you are going to need it. I love that pink shot. It's just, it looks ferocious. So, the rest of this level, I think there's some pretty tricky traps up ahead. That's, since we do have the arm cannon upgrade, we actually have a whole bunch of new abilities unlocked because every weapon can be charged now. Which means I can use the chameleon ability for brief invincibility. You can still attack with that one while you're using its invincibility, so... but that uses up its ammo. This level is just crazy hard, so I have no conflicts at all with basically skipping it this way. And here we are at the actual... no, not the actual boss.
And speedrun. Boss
Now-
rush mode.
Something I can't help wondering. We blew all of these guys up before, so who rebuilt them in between now and then?
Sigma.
I don't think they were rebuilt. I think that they just probably have a warehouse full of these, and maybe a couple of them are prototypes. But it's a sort of like you don't build a robot like this and like not have like a production line. Like
That's a much better explanation than anything I have come up with. Well done.
And that's why there's so many of the normal enemies. In this case, Sigma recreates doubles of them.
yeah, there's. I mean, it's probably not the same production run they ran for everything else, but you know, kind of a limited run. I get those emails. It's a one-time only, limited production run of
Boomerangers.
Man, it's like,
Well, any of
order
the-
now.
Any of the named bosses I always thought were like constructed by like various scientists to fill like a position.
It probably were, and maybe it's the case where they were like stolen, and so the scientists just built a new one, and then they stole that one.
Okay. This boss
This is
technically...
new.
This boss is technically weak against ice, but the arm cannon does just as well,
He's,
or does better, actually. So for the first part of the fight, we'll stick to that.
This is a
You're not damaging them now.
Mario
because I'm
Party
missing.
game.
The joys of a Super Nintendo era boss. Oh, shoot.
What's kind of funny about this boss is that he's deliberately dropping the spiders so you can't charge up.
I think you're right about that. Aw, shoot.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is probably pretty easy for the people watching this to figure out where he's going to go, but it's one of those deals that's really tough to do when you're playing the game.
You have everything else to focus on?
Yeah. I'm going to use an energy tank. He gets faster and faster as he takes more damage, and I'm considering breaking out the ice gun just so I don't have to charge at some point here. But then I can't do anything about the little spiders either.
He's gonna start dropping more of them now.
Can drop them while he's coming down.
Mm-hmm. Actually, these spider robots look like the same spider robots that Krauser uses in RE4.
I've never played that game, but I know who you're talking about. So unfortunately, at this point, you don't get weapons from the bosses, so I don't have the ability to create little spider minions, but
I'm okay with that.
so before we
The
go
less
on,
little spiders we have running around, the better.
before we go on, there's the Easter egg to get in Armored Armadillo stage. Well, 2 Easter eggs, I guess. First one is, like you mentioned before, the bat that's here.
And the original Megamans. Only once.
Nope, he's good for restocking lives.
It's the percentage drop, huh? There it is.
We're going to need some of them. So I'll take just a minute to get restocked.
See, this is where the ukulele would have come in handy. I'm not gonna lie, I have been napping.
Everything you said up until this point has been a recording.
Technically, that's true for anyone who's watching this on YouTube.
Well, now it is.
Plot twist.
Okay. So, this is the part that we'll be coming back to as we try to pull this trick off.
As the frame rate chugs.
Minecart's about as fast as that super powerful blast. Okay, I want to get up here, and there's nothing here yet, so we do this. This trick that we're working on right now seems so phony when you read how to do it that it seems like it has to be one of those tricks that's just made up. But
It's trolling.
it is actually a real thing in this game. And when you read what it is, too, it seems like it's gotta be something that someone just made up.
Yeah, I don't remember ever getting this on my playthroughs of it. But I remember seeing it in later renditions.
I don't know how many tries this takes. I don't know if it's a constant number or if it just randomly shows up eventually. But it's going to be up where that power, that energy refill is when it shows up.
I like watching.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Well, maybe I don't need the minecart.
I don't think you can bridge this gap.
No, I can't. I hope it wasn't there this time.
We'll never know.
Well, we only care if it's there the time that I actually do make it, so... Now I'm making a big fuss of using my Buster on this thing. Let's just use the Rolling Shield secondary ability. And that'll protect me against anything that only takes one hit to kill.
Mm-hmm. Now you're thinking. Now you're thinking of portals.
Different game.
There are no portals in Mega Man X.
Nope.
Oh, that would have been the perfect time for the thing to be there because I could say what is in Mega Man X.
Well, YouTubers, make it happen.
They already made it happen in Mario.
See?
The shield doesn't look like it can keep up with X when he's going this fast. I think my energy tanks are all full right now.
There it is.
Hey.